Guys, today I'm going to show you how to change oil on a MT09 tracer. So this is a Gen 1 MT09 tracer. So this is 2015. So I'm pretty sure that this all applies to the newer models as well. So the oil that I'm using today is fully synthetic 10W40. So I'm using Penrite. So you're going to need a 17 millimeter wrench. Uh, you will also need a funnel. I've got the genuine Yamaha filter, and then I'm going to need, or you're going to need, we all are going to need. So this is the oil filter remover tool. Um, so it's fairly simple. So I've already removed the oil filter. So oil filter sits about here. It's not very tight. So all you do is use the tool, rotate it anti-clockwise, which is this way. Once that comes off, your oil will be out. Now the location of the drain bolt is slightly different than the MT09. So the MT09's drain bolt sits about here. Okay, but the tracer's drain bolt is down here. Okay, so this is so the easiest way to locate is on the left hand side of the bike. So if you stand behind the bike, so this is the left hand side, so stand behind the bike to the left hand side underneath the engine, keep following this, and that's your drain bolt right next to the exhaust, right about here underneath. So it's underbelly. So MT09's is up at the front here, the traces is under the belly. So I'll loosen this and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I've got my wrench in anti-clockwise. You can hear it. The oil is hot, so I have to be careful. I would recommend wearing gloves. So in this case, I don't have gloves at this moment, so I'm just gonna go get some gloves. Okay, so I've managed to loosen the drain bolt, and then there goes the oil. And as you can see, it's extremely dirty and it has a burnt smell to it. So Yamaha recommends changing the oil every 10,000 kilometers or 6,000 miles. Mine is just about 7,000 kilometers, but I think it's a good practice just to change the oil early, unless it's synthetic oil. So after the oil is fully drained, all you have to do is put a new crush nut or a washer, O-ring, whatever you call, along with the oil drain bolt. Back on again, new filter, and then just put it all back in. And then once everything has been put back in, when all the oil has drained, you come along this side to the right hand side of the bike and then open this one, put a funnel in, and in goes our 10W40 fully synthetic oil. You don't have to use fully synthetic, you can use semi-synthetic or the mineral base that Yamaha uses, which is semi-synthetic. This is my new oil filter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip my finger in the old oil and just oil this filter a little bit, just a tiny bit of oil on the O-ring. It's just so that it seals properly. And when you're putting the oil filter back on, make sure not to over tighten it. So you only need to tighten it as much as you can tighten it by your hand. Now if you're a strong man, don't tighten it too much. So once you feel like it's completely tight, so you go quarter turn more than that with your hand, and that's it. Don't over tighten it. Looks like our oil is fully drained, and just bear with me for a second. I'm just going to check out how much oil is required to be filled with a new filter. I'm pretty sure it's 2.7 liters, but I'll just double check for you and I'll be back again. Okay, looks like our oil is fully drained now, and it's time to put back the new filter on again and the drain bolt back on again, and just put oil in the engine. So now the owner's manual says that the oil capacity is 2.7 liters, but there is some online forums which seem to have some sort of confusion going on here, and somebody can correct me in the comment section. It says that the engine actually takes 3.4 liters. So I'm going to put 2.7 liters on, and on the center stand I will be checking the oil level in the morning. So somebody had written in the forum that they did check the level of oil in the morning and it seems to be low, so they added another half a liter, and the total oil they ended up adding was 3.4 liters and not 2.7 liters as the manual states. But I'm just going to do what the manual says. The tracer manual says that the oil with a new filter is 2.7 liters, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to check back on the oil levels again. So just another tiny bit of oil on the O-ring so it seals properly. Okay, there goes our filter clockwise. So I can feel that that's tight, and now I'm just gonna go quarter turn more. Yep, I physically can't do it anymore, so that's it. And now I'm just going to go to the other side and remove this plug here. Get my funnel ready. In goes the funnel. That's a bit of a problem. See, here it says 2.4 liters. So along with the oil filter, 2.7 liters is what we're going to add. The problem is, if I put the funnel in, look at where this angle is. This is very strange. So I'm just going to use something else for this one. I'm going to use my good old extension, and then I'm going to put the funnel on top. I'm going to put my funnel on top here, and that's how we're going to do it. Okay, so hope you found this video useful. Remember to use a new crush nut for the oil drain bolt, and do not over tighten your filter. And this is a very easy service that you can do at home. I've also uploaded a video on how to change the spark plugs and air filter of this bike, so make sure to check that out as well. And yeah, so the more stuff you do, the more you learn, and the more competent you get. Few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I never thought that I would be able to do these things, but now every bike that I've had since then, I have done the oil filter change, spark plug change, and if it's a naked bike, it's fairly easy and straightforward, although this does have some fairings that you need to remove, but There's plenty of tutorials online, and just make sure that you take a lot of photos if you remove something. That way you can remember what bolts go where, what screws go where. And yeah, just keep track of everything, take a lot of photos, write it down on a piece of paper, and keep everything separately, so that way when you're putting back things together, you remember what goes where. And yeah, just read the owner's manual. There's plenty of help available on YouTube. Just refer to that, and just keep doing all your services yourself, unless it's a difficult one like valve clearances, which I haven't done so far. But there are a few people who have done it. But I would recommend that is something much more complex, and um, for a amateur mechanic like you and me, that's not something that is very easily done at home. Although there have been some people who have been doing that kind of services as well on YouTube, and I'm sure you can learn. But in my case, I wouldn't take that chance, because Yamaha requires a valve clearance service done every 48,000 kilometers. So if you run the bike 100,000 kilometers, that's twice you will have to do that service. So I don't see the point of going through all that trouble. I'll just take it to a mechanic when there is a valve clearance service. But everything else, like brake fluid change, oil change, spark plug change, air filter change, you can pretty much do it at home. And I will make sure that I'll upload more videos showing in detail how to do those services. And thanks for watching.